The crypto market right now is absolutely getting decimated, and in this video we're going to be having a look at obviously the usual Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. We're going to be having a look at some of my trades. We're going to be having a look at some of the trades that I took on Discord right here that I dropped. So if you guys are not in my Discord, make sure you guys join my Discord, link in the description below. But let's talk about what's going on in the whole crypto market right now. If you guys remember my past videos, I mentioned multiple times that this would be a fantastic opportunity to short Ethereum and short other cryptocurrency because of what happened obviously yesterday. So for those of you guys who don't know, Trump officially attacked Iran's nuclear facility, which they did threaten to nuke New York multiple times in the past. Okay, so first of all, de-nuking Iran is probably the best thing that could happen for crypto in the long term. Okay, you don't want a nuke going off because Iran is very much capable of doing that. So they yell death to America, they yell death to Israel, they yell death to everyone that's not Muslim. And this is not, I'm not trying to make this political whatsoever. Okay, I love everyone, but you guys need to understand that this is bigger than what America just did. Okay, they're trying to save humanity. Okay, so now I'm not gonna get into this. Let's talk about crypto real quick. Why is crypto right now dumping? Well, for those of you guys who don't know, the specific reason on why crypto is dumping right now is because the Strait of Hormuz has officially been closed. Now, this is a 33-kilometer wide area, and I want to talk about this before we get into crypto, but this is a 33-kilometer wide where 20% of the oil and total global supply chain pretty much goes through Oman and Iran. Okay, so obviously this is a very significant area for the whole world economy and supply chain, obviously, and the fact that Iran just closed this could mean big disaster in the near future when multiple countries have told them not to essentially close it. And this is why right now the whole market's dumping. Yes, the whole market dumped yesterday because of the crash, and we saw quick relief bounce, but of course right now the market keeps on dumping. You guys can see right here in the last hour things are pretty big in red. In the last day we're in red, in the last week we're in red, in the last month guys we're deep in red. We're looking anywhere between 40 to 50%. Now who says you can't make money in a bear market, right? Or you can't make money going down? You guys can see right here, if you are in my Discord, I gave you guys money to print. I told you guys to short. We made a bunch of shorts. Look at this. I mean, look at the gains. I'm not lying right here. I'm not lying. If you guys don't remember this, we're doing a 10K to $1 million challenge right here. You guys can see this is the YouTube I made a couple weeks ago. And guess where we're at right now? We're sitting pretty well at 241K, which obviously is fantastic. Now, yes, we're going to have some losses along the way. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect. If we have a look right here at the P&L real quick, you guys can see that the profit is pretty good in the last 30 days and the last 7 days. And of course, you guys can see average profit 20,000, average loss 6,000, win rate 45%. You could obviously still be a profitable trader with 20% depending if your wins are bigger than your losses. By the way, if you guys do want to sign up with BYDFI and get a $5,000 bonus, the link will be in the description below. And if you do deposit money and trade, you could actually get access for free to all my trades. All you have to do is follow the steps below. Anyways, this is a Discord guys right here. I just took a massive short on Ethereum worth 33x $2 million, one of my biggest trades yet. You guys can see I was down 10% at the beginning. I was down like 5 grand obviously. And what happened, I was like, this is a high confidence trade. If you want to short with me, use this link, everyone, whatever. And what happened? A few seconds later, 67K, and a few minutes later, 95,000. Okay, so this was literally a very high confident trade. Obviously, I don't really trade with 33x usually, and I don't put that much money in obviously usually. So that's what's happening right now at the very moment. So crypto is down. Bitcoin is very close guys to reaching below $100,000 for the first time in 30 days, or even more than 30 days, for the first time in 45 days. We have not been trending below the $100,000 for a long time. Now you guys can see right here that we did get a wick rejection. That's when we essentially took to the upside. We had another wick rejection. We also took it to the upside. And the big question is, are we going to see another wick rejection and see Bitcoin pretty much go to the upside on the daily time frame? Okay, so this right here is a very important wick. Okay, so there's two types of ways to essentially count support and resistance. You got wicks and you got bodies. Okay, so right here I counted the bodies in the first line, and the second one is the wick. Now the big question is, will Bitcoin come below this area right here? If we do come below this area right here, you could expect Bitcoin to essentially come back to the next demand level, which is currently sitting at $93,000. Another thing that I do want to talk about and mention is the exponential moving average. You guys can see right here the EMA ribbons are pretty bearish. I mean, we have not been below the EMA ribbon since 21st of April 2025. Okay, you guys can see that every time we come back and retest these EMA ribbons, we essentially have these nice little pullback to the upside, whether it's the 55 EMA ribbon or the 20 moving average ribbon. And right now, for the first time, we officially closed below these exponential moving average yesterday when Trump officially attacked Iran. Now, what's the good thing about this? Okay, this is not all negative. First of all, not only can you make money on the downside. But the good thing is that you guys know that the Bitcoin dominance right now is currently going up. And you know me, we know that we're not getting an altcoin season until we see 72% on the Bitcoin dominance. So if we have a look right here, the weekly time frame or the monthly time frame, I've mentioned this multiple times and I'm going to mention it every time in this video until we reach 72%. The faster we get to the 70% region, the better it's going to be for altcoins. So if you want to see an altcoin season, you need to see and wait for Bitcoin dominance to reach 72%. Now, that doesn't mean that altcoins need to crash. It just means that more money needs to be flowing in Bitcoin and Bitcoins need to be crashing as high as altcoins pretty much. Okay, so pretty much that's what's happening right now for the Bitcoin dominance. And having a look at Solana, guys, why did I take that Solana trade? Well, you guys can see right here that Solana was in a right here regular head and shoulder, and of course I did mention that if we were to break below this support level, we were essentially going to come down. Now obviously I did close my trade because I was on 25x leverage and I don't want to be greedy, but you guys can see if I take the top of this head right here and I bring it to the downside, you guys can see right here that our target is supposed to be 106%. Now, if I take this from the top to the bottom, we did close our trade at 7 times 25%, which was a pretty darn good, return. You guys can see right here, these are all the returns right here. Solana short 12K right here, looking pretty darn good. 23%. Obviously, the more money you make, the less pretty much percentage you're gonna need. On Ethereum, we closed 86K, and of course on Ethereum, the second trade, we closed another 86K. By the way, guys, once again, if you want to get a $1,000 bonus, deposit with BYDFI, the link will be in the description below. So that's what's happening on Solana. I believe that Solana will come back down to as low as $107. We're gonna have to see what happens after that, guys. I don't know if we're gonna see the altcoin pump. I don't know if we're gonna see meme season pump. I don't know if we're gonna see Solana pump. We're gonna have to see how the whole situation develops. We're gonna need to monitor the whole Middle East and see if this conflict can increase and get into something essentially bigger than what's happening right now. Will other countries get involved? Will China get involved? Will Russia, Taiwan, like what is going on? Will Europe get involved? So this is why we have to be very careful right here. I don't have any trades right now at the very moment. I'm not going to be over trading. I'm going to wait until the volatility comes down, and pretty much that's about it. Now, of course, why did I take a short on Ethereum, guys? This is the Ethereum, the final, last but not least. If you guys remember my video yesterday, I did mention that once Ethereum would essentially dump, altcoins would bleed. Look what's happening right here on the right side of my screen. Altcoins are absolutely getting decimated right now. Ethereum was looking pretty ugly right here. I mean, you guys can see, let me just remove this real quick, these moving average. You guys can see right here that we were just like getting rejected up and down, up and down, up and down. We weren't seeing, a good flow of a price action like we saw right here, or like we saw right here. There wasn't nice, very clean price action. We just saw a bunch of wicks. Everything was ugly. And I did mention, guys, if Trump does attack, this would be a fantastic opportunity to essentially trade. Now, of course, guys, you're going to have technical analysis and you're going to have news. I was like, you know what? We got rejected right here off the 50 moving average. We're coming down below off the 200 moving average. If we do break the support, we got a rejection and we've closed below these EMA ribbon on the on the 200 moving average. We're most likely going to have a essentially massive breakdown, which is exactly what is happening. Now, of course, I probably would have made way more cash if I would have kept my position open. But like I said, guys, we're not greedy. We're here to take money, okay? We're here to take profit, obviously. We're not going to be greedy. If we have a look right here on another note, stochastic RSI, guys, we know historically every time a stochastic RSI is overbought, we essentially come down, okay? So we were overbought right here. We were overbought right here. What happened? Ethereum went all the way from $4,000 to as low as $1,479. So obviously this could happen. Well, again, we saw that we were overbought. We're most likely going to see a reversal. What's happening? The reversal is starting right now. And the big question is, are we going to see a lower low right here, or are we going to see a higher low? So that's my video, guys, on today's analysis on Bitcoin, on Solana, on Bitcoin dominance, on Ethereum, on the $10,000 to $1 million challenge, guys. We're looking pretty freaking good. We are 24% on the way, close to a quarter. Okay, guys, and we've done this challenge for about 2 weeks now, so things are looking pretty good. Once again, if you guys do want to join my Discord, the link will be in the description below, and I will see you guys in my next video.